YouTube, what is up with y'all today? This is Neil Goodfella Neil, coming through with a sneaker review, but also a sneaker talking away. I was only just able to get very few B-roll shots because this one was actually, you know, the bees ain't want me to get the B shot, man. It's funny, the B roll. They were rolling over me, man. But I got a sneaker talk video. Again, this is a sneaker talk video / review on this one. And basically, a lot of my reviews is opinionated anyway, so it's not the same green, blue, you know, talking like a damn robot to describe a shoe that y'all can see. But the shoe that I got today is the EQT Cushion Advance. I ended up swooping this up on Eastbay for like 60 ship. Now, Adidas have been giving these deals throughout the month, or every now and then, a few times a month, where it'll either be like free shipping plus 20% off, or in the case of this is like 60% off, or 50% off. I think the regular price tag, okay, the regular price tag on this is $130. After shipping the tax, came to like 61, 62 roughly, and I feel like these were worth it, man. Definitely worth the deal. Again, look at the B-roll on it. I did get my other slope down joints out. I like that pointy like runner. This is more of a lifestyle like runner. And also did it on feet with this. I know my light is kind of bright. Let me see if I can adjust this camera a little bit just so you can see it a little bit better. But here we go. That's better. There we go. So that just so you see how this this is not actually pink, but this like turbo red or whatever they're calling it. I actually like this color, but yeah. So this one remind me of the other EQT joint, but I forget the name of it. It doesn't have Ultra Boost or anything. I still need an Ultra Boost Adidas. Can you believe it? And those actually been going for a deal now, man. And that's why I want to make this talk video, because it's like, if you really into kicks, providing if you actually like any of the Adidas that came out, but you just found them too expensive, now is the time to pick up on those Adidas, man. Definitely worth it. Again, this was one of the ones I just had a few bucks for, and I just wanted to just snag it and get it, man. I just like everything about this kick, from like this whole, it reminded me of that Nike Hyperfuse with this, where they just ditched the stitching and they just kind of just hyperfused this all up together. And it's more like of a matted, feels like it's like not glued on, but like really like pressed on to the fabric. I don't know if this is prime knit for sure. It might be. I don't know, man. I'm not too up on my Adidas materials all like that, but I do know I do have a prime knit kick in the back with the tubular or something like that. But y'all seen that before. With this, now it depends on who you are. If you don't like that sock lifestyle like shoe, you know, Adidas is probably not working in your favor right now, because I can't even remember the last time they actually put leather on the shoe. And they do have little leather hints right here along the paneling right here, but man, yeah, the turbo pink like color or turbo red kind of reminds me a little bit like a watermelon like flavor, like candy or whatever. Then you also got the 3 stripes right here. These are actually loose, like you can actually put your finger through these. I thought these was actually like embroidered on or something, but they're not actually, so that's crazy. Also too, for the Dubre, you have a EQT at the top right here. This is plastic, you know, very flexible. Now the laces that came with these is just a straight black lace that was too damn long for the shoe. Of course, go with your safe Adidas fitting as well, because this is one of them shoes that if you get your real size, I wear size 10, this would have been too big for me, or it just would have been a little long, pause. But I got a size 9.5. I could have went down to a size 9, but just always kind of get that in between, just in case Adidas want to make the shoe fit correctly. So with these fit kind of long. Depends on your foot and all that stuff. You got a wide foot and all that, you know. I hate giving measurements to people, because, you know, your foot might be different from mine. You might prefer a different fit. You might actually prefer a little bit more room. You might not. You might prefer a snug fit like me. I don't know. I got a slim foot, size 10, to a size 9.5, usually what I go in regular shoe sizes. But when I go to Adidas, I rarely get a size 10. Usually I keep it 9.5 at the biggest, and then I go to a size 9, depending on, because most of the time, again, they always have a shoe, like the shoes is always bigger than what it is, and you don't want to walk around, you know. These kind of shoes is not supposed to be the clown shoes that flop all on your feet when you're trying to, you know, impress somebody that you got a size 13 foot when actually you don't. You know what I mean? Like, this is not, because and then too, it's a sock too, man. It's terrible if you just like get a big size. This is one of them shoes, like when you get wear a sock like shoe, you actually want to make sure you get like a fitted fit to it, if that makes any sense. You want to make sure it's fitted to your foot, because, you know, that's just the way it is, man. That's the way it's intended to look, and I like it. Going to the inside, you do have that tennis green, golf course green, but I think about tennis as well when I see this. Got the equipment 91-17, so it might be from 1991 but retroed in 2017. I think that's how they do it. That's what I'm getting from it. Going to the traction at the bottom, not really the best. Again, I wouldn't do any like crazy sports in here or anything like that. It's just a casual walking shoe. Again, you got the sock still going along the top right here with a little, it's like they kind of like folded it into a flap on the side, but you don't have to worry about that like flapping all out. But I'm just saying, as far as like when they made the shoe, it just looks like when they sewed it down, it just like flipped it or something like that. Me, I prefer the piping laces like this. Again, I get mine off eBay for the most part, but I think I actually got these from another kick that I had or whatever. That was the laces, I just did a lace swap on or something like that. But this, I actually like the laces on here. The laces look way better than those flat black ones that was just extra long. Had you sitting up here with like the helicopter laces. I don't care for all that. Also too, again, as I mentioned earlier before, you do have leather on the paneling. You also got leather going to the back. As far as the leather quality, it's not like the best of all time, but it'll do. It's just normal GR release. You still have foam at the bottom. The crazy thing about it is the soles on the back just look so chunky and big, but you know that dad stuff is kind of in, so it's like the back of a dad shoe somewhat right here, just this big thick gray part, and then you got more of that runner that people are still feeling nowadays. Also too, going to the back, you got nubuck, but it feels like a decent suede. And also going to the inside, to the sock liner, around the sock liner, black sock gang like me, you know, this is no big deal right here. We all good to go if you got black socks, but it's up to you, to each his own. You also got the little grids around the sock line, that dark gray. But now that that part of really the review was basically it. With these though, man, if you wanted to, like, this is that moment, like, people is saying like, did Adidas fall off? You know what I mean? I don't think they really like fell off. They just kind of coasting right now. And yeah, like, this is the best time to pick up one of these. I'm always seeing a deal, 60% off, free shipping, all this stuff. Me, I more so want the 60% off or 50% off, just so it's really like worth it. I end up striking out on another pair of a slope like Adidas as well, because I actually really like those kind of like shoes, but when it just sloped down like this, but because I'm in a runners and I like that pointed toe look, but I'm actually in the kicks like that, man, so you know, it's all worth it to me. This tongue is definitely like that inner booty construction, you know, just embroidered in. But yeah, so yeah, man, so like back when Jordans was like hitting the Nike outlets, before like people was even on Jordans hard, like before it was the trend, I think Adidas just kind of going in that phase right now where you could pick up some heat right now. This if you like Adidas and all that. Some of the Adidas stuff, I'm not a fan of all of their kicks, but it's definitely some kicks that I wanted that I just felt like was a little overpriced, especially to be like a sock shoe. I know they charge people for foam and a sock and all this technology and stuff all like that, man, but to me, man, paying $180, $190 damn near for that, it's not even really worth it to me. Maybe $120, $130 best, and I'm talking about like Ultra Boost 4.0. I've seen them go that low depending on the color and the demand and stuff for it. But a lot of those Ultra Boosts I've seen go for like less than 140, man. You just gotta be out there and just like looking for the deals and steals. So this is the part where the real sneaker collectors and real sneakerheads really like pick up. You know, we don't follow that whole, we don't follow the trend. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the trend is saying, you know, probably saying not to really too much wear Adidas right now. They fell off or whatever like that. That's what the trends say or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't think none of that. You know what I mean? I just look at it like this, like, you know, not that many people is riding that wave as much. So now the prices is discounted. Man, I remember when it used to be hard to find an NMD or Ultra Boost, but now seeing some of them shoes go for less than $100 or less than $140, crazy. Crazy. I love it, man. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely be picking up. So you might be seeing a little bit more Adidas like pickups too, man. I'm kind of quiet on the Jordan side, but I'm here and there with the Nikes or whatever. You know what I mean? Cause ain't nothing really out that I really like want or whatever. So it is what it is, though, man. So tell me what y'all think in the comments, though, man. Do y'all think, is y'all part of that hype train thinking Adidas fell off? Adidas ain't fell no fucking off, man. No. Them shoes is down right now. They low because ain't nobody really buying them. They were not really in demand all like that. And this is the time for, like, this shirt looking like baggy in the camera. But but this is the time to actually, like, pick up on kicks that you wanted. Multiple pairs of kicks without it being hyped. Because stuff comes around and goes around, man. Yeah, they might say that this year. You know, yeah, blah, 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 you know, the sock and the runner and all that shit is out, all that out with the foam and all that. Like, oh, man, that was like 2015, 2016, 2017. But, you know, classic is classic, man. That was a classic shoe, and it's definitely a different look that made Nike really, like, stand up and come out with that power that it did in 2018. Like at the top of this year, 2018, like February, Nike just been on fire, but it's starting to kind of simmer down, and they just coming out with a few colorways of some of them hybrids or whatever, and those even still selling out here and there. But yeah, man, I just feel like Adidas is this is the ones for the archives that, like, the next young sneaker guy, whatever, they get into this, or girl or whatever, they'll see these will be all off the shelves, and you know, and they might just take a liking to them. They might see you wearing them or something like that. And it's like one of the things where they got to, like, go back to the archives, 2015 to 2017 or 2018, and be like, man, I want that Adidas or whatever. Like, you know, because stuff goes around and come around, man. It's crazy. People was dissing New Balance in like 2012. Not everybody, not all, but it was people really, really riding that Jordan wave real hard, and basketball shoes real hard. Like the LeBrons, KDs, Jordans, and people didn't even really want to mess with a runner all like that, which was a surprise to me in a way. Now the typical, you know, Air Max 1, Air Max 90, they still got their respect or whatever. And like people wasn't even really messing with the Air Max 97s and stuff all like that. And the Air Max 98s didn't even, I don't even think those even really retroed all like that, like how they are now. But, you know, and if you would have picked up an Air Max 97 then, shout out to Aero Pooch too, man, because he had like a gold Air Max 97 from that time. Might have been early 2010s or something like that. So just imagine that everybody rocking like Jordans, and then you just come out with an Air Max 97. People not even knowing that that is already a fly shoe anyway, until like the trend come back around saying like, hey, runner shoes is in. Even some spacey futuristic Air Max 97s is in. You know what I mean? If you was already on a wave, people would know. They'll look down and see. And when you start pulling out different colorways from that time, you know what I mean? Like that Orlando Magic Air Max 98 I had mentioned before. I know I didn't show a picture, but that came out in like the early 2010s, maybe 2012, 2014, 2013, I don't know. But if I would have been rocking that already, people would have been like, oh, we see you really get down. You really get busy. You're not just following that hype. Where can I get that colorway from, bro? You know what I mean? So this video ran on long enough though, man. Again, just to reiterate my points. Pick up on Adidas is my main thing, because they're low. and people feel like they're going out of style. You know, these little people that just came in the sneaker game and think they really doing something, but they really not, because they just really dick riding the trends or whatever. If you really like the Adidas and you just was waiting for a low price like me, then go get them. I think it's a unique, different shoe. Not really the closest thing you're gonna get to a sock when Nike is the Nike Sock Dart. Nike is classic as hell, but Adidas made them step up their game with a few of these lifestyle kicks, with the sock and the foam on them. Again, to each his own. But you know, pick up on them. Right now is the time to pick up. Get them for that deal before they're gone, and they just like gone forever or something like that, or you know what I mean? You'll be regretting it. Then you'll be buying from a reseller a few years later, Adidas, that you could have picked up for like $60. And this should be like 200 plus or 300 or something like that. Something crazy you could have been and got off clearance or something. So rate, comment, and subscribe. This Nail Goodfella Nail. That also went for a lot of other kicks outside of Adidas too, because you got some models by Nike or another Reebok and all them that just, they ain't make them in a while, so they sought after and the price go up on them. So rate, comment, and subscribe. This Nail Goodfella Nail. Peace.